Hey guys, good morning and welcome to the third episode of Coffee with Ken. I'm Ken Arnold and welcome to, me drinking coffee in the morning. I started this new show because a number of different reasons. Number one, I wanted to get better at live streaming. So I felt that this was a good practice to do so. And every morning I would get up, I would do a live stream for 20 minutes. That's why there's a little timer right here that says 20 minutes. We're going to start that timer in a second. And I'm going to sit here and talk about things, drink coffee, and interact with people who want to chat and have a good time. As you can see, I got my Wonder Woman cup today. I got the Wonder Woman logo on one side, and then, of course, Wonder Woman on the other side. Yesterday, I had the Justice League, and it was just the guys. But, no, hun, I haven't started the timer yet. I'm going to start it right now. Thank you. My wife just came on. Boom. How's that? Is that better? Is my timer started? Thank you to my wife for reminding me to start my timer. Thanks, hun. You're the best. Good morning, sweetheart. I hope you're having a good time at work. My wife's at work right now, and I'm in the basement drinking coffee. Anyway, I drink my coffee black. How do you guys drink yours? Yeah, I like it black, just like I like my Kevin Jiggets. And if you don't know who Kevin Jiggets is, he's one of my good friends, and we star in movies and things like that together. So, let's see. What are we going to talk about today? There she is. Let me add my wife to the broadcast. There she is. My timer hasn't started, and yes, there she is. She drinks her coffee with cream and sugar. Don't you, hon? Very cool. If anybody else is out there, please feel free to comment if you're watching. I'm going to click on here and see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that. It worked. I scheduled a live feed, and it actually worked. How awesome is that? All right. Yeah, hun, I know you're in the basement at NBC. I'm in the basement at Ken BC. That's right. Is that the worst dad joke you ever heard? Ken BC. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So, welcome, guys, to the show. Just so everybody knows, this isn't where this show is actually going to live. YouTube wouldn't let me put it on the channel where I wanted to go. But I wanted to get started. I wanted to get these out. I wanted to start doing these and practicing and getting some stuff. This side, I got a new-ish logo right here, Coffee with Ken. But here's the deal with that. I can't keep that name. There's another YouTube channel where a guy has, it's Coffee with Kenny. And he's got a pretty good following, and he's been doing it for a long time. And I don't want to step on his toes, so I'm gonna change my name tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a new name. I think I'm gonna go with Java with Ken. Maybe. How's that? I'm gonna check with my wife. She's watching. Hun, can I name it Java with Ken? Just checking with you, because I don't want you to think it's dumb. You're gonna tell me anyway. I know that. But yeah, I'm gonna change the name. It's probably gonna be Java with Ken. I will have the picture of a coffee cup up there. Boom, little logo going on. And we are moving over to my Ken Arnold page, my Ken Arnold YouTube channel, which I specifically. Oh, okay. Thank you, dear. Check that. The name is going to be Java with Ken. I put in the link in the description down below the new link. Tomorrow we switch live to the Ken Arnold page. So we'll be over on the Ken Arnold page starting tomorrow morning, CJ. So if you get an opportunity, switch over there and subscribe to that channel, and then click the bell to get reminders for these live feeds. My timer stopped. I see that happened. Let me restart that. Wow. All right. Well, I got to keep an eye on that. Let me control click on it, and I am going to lock that overlay so nothing can happen to it now. There we go. All right, so we've still got 19 minutes. So that's okay. I'll just extend the show a little bit. I'm learning as I go here, ladies and gentlemen, with this live feed stuff, this new program, Ecamm Live, which I think is amazing. I think it does a lot of things. I was using a different program, and I had a lot of hiccups with that one, a lot of problems over the last 6 months. And I really wasn't enjoying it. It just became me trying to figure out how to use this program every day. Or to get it to work every day. And it just became a hassle. So I've switched over to Ecamm Live. It seems to be working great. And I really like it. There is a Java Ken. Oh, no. Well, I need a name for my show. So, CJ, if you're out there listening, what do you think? What can I rename the show? Instead of Coffee with Ken or Java Ken or Java with Ken, what can I do? Cup of Mud with Ken or Cup of Joe? Joe with Ken? I don't know. Joe with Ken, you know, I don't know if I like that one. I don't know. Give me some ideas, guys. Just shoot them out there. Coffee with Ken, Java with Ken, a cup of Joe with Ken, a cup of Mud with Ken, Ken and a cup of mud. I don't know. Throw them out there. Tell me what you like. Java with Ken is okay, says the wife. All right. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. All right. Maybe I'll go with that. Anyway. Oh, coffee is so good. It is just awesome. You know, it gets me going in the morning. And that's what it's all about. Check it out. Got my Magnum PI t-shirt on. Magnum PI Hawaii. So you guys can see it. Bam. I love the show, Magnum PI. The original, okay? I do not like the new one at all. At all. I usually like my Magnum PIs to be at least 6 foot tall. I'm just saying. This guy, he's about that tall. About 5'6" tops, right? And he's a pretty boy. Come on. I mean, Tom Selleck is a good-looking dude, but he's 6'3". Come on. I need my Magnum PI to be a tall dude. Just saying. All right. Anyway, couple things I want to talk about today. I watched this new show on the History Channel. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'm into this kind of stuff. I'm into the paranormal. I'm into the UFO thing. I'm into that stuff. Not necessarily that I believe it, but it's an interesting topic. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to find out about these kinds of things that people say they see, experiences they've had, things like that. I kind of like it. I kind of am into it. So the new show, it's on the History Channel. It's called Skinwalker Ranch, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. It's on the History Channel, and I really like the show. I'm getting into it. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I think it feels kind of forced, some of the stuff they do. But if you know anything about the history of Skinwalker Ranch, there have been paranormal things happening there for a long time. It just didn't start happening. The legend is the Navajos cursed the land with a creature called a skinwalker. And a skinwalker is essentially a Navajo witch that was used to protect Native Americans. But the Navajo, it was used to protect the Navajos back in the day when we were being invaded. And what happened was that they didn't need the protection anymore, and then those witches became evil witches, and they are shapeshifters, and they can become any kind of animal, and they would, I don't know, I want to say terrorize the land or terrorize wherever they were. So that's the legend of the Skinwalker. So what happened was this ranch, Skinwalker Ranch, not only do they see animals there that are strange looking wolves and like bear creatures and things like that, but they also see UFOs. There are lights. There are weird phenomena that happen there, cattle mutilations, that kind of thing that go on this ranch, and it's a little odd. It's a little strange. So Skinwalker Ranch, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on History Channel on Tuesday night. Do you believe that kind of stuff that happens on Skinwalker Ranch? UFOs, lights. Last night they did ground penetrating radar, and they say they saw these domes, or they think it's like a big long tunnel that goes underneath the ground. They don't know, but they don't want to dig, right? There's this guy on the show, and the guy's last name is Arnold, Brandon Arnold, or whatever his name is, and his nickname is Dragon. He's nicknamed himself Dragon, which is kind of weird. He's nicknamed himself Dragon, and that's kind of strange. You gave yourself the nickname Dragon, and I think he's kind of a jerk, to be honest. And he's the guy, he's there, he's like, no, we can't dig, because weird things, strange things happen when we dig. Well, you're not going to have much of a show if you don't start digging a hole, pal, and finding out what's going on. So I just think that he's there to be that skeptic, the guy that they have to fight against to get things done. because if everything was easy and they could get into it and just start digging and find out what's really going on, there wouldn't be much of a show. There wouldn't be much drama. So I think that he's just there to do that. He walks out with his gun, like he looks like a rent-a-cop to me. He might have been in the military, but I don't think so. I don't know. But anyway, Skinwalker Ranch, I like the show. They saw UFOs on there already. They're getting weird radioactive things happening. The one guy, Travis, he had some radioactive burns when he was doing some investigating. So if you get a chance, watch Skinwalker Ranch and let me know. Hey, CJ, you out there? You watch Skinwalker Ranch? What's going on, man? Let me know. All right. You see, I have the Wonder Woman cup, right? Which is a DC character. It's not Marvel, obviously. It's DC. So you have two comic book companies. You've got Marvel, you've got DC. Right? Marvel versus DC. Which one? Which one do you like better? I mean, really, they're both great. I mean, they both have great iconic characters. But which one is your favorite? Marvel Comics or DC Comics? I'll let you know mine in a few minutes, but I will say this. I do collect comic books. It's a little known fact about Ken Arnold. I collect comic books. I have actually almost 1,400 comic books in my collection. I have some that are worth a lot of money, which is kind of nice. And I bought them years ago, and they were only worth 60 cents at the time. I paid 60 cents for them, and I've kept them in great condition over the years. I was always very careful with my comic books. I keep them in plastic sleeves. I keep them in boxes. I rotate them to make sure that they're not sitting in the same plastic bag for too long. I make sure I'm using the correct kind of tape on them, and I've got 1,400 of them, and I am going to let you know right now, most of them are Marvel comic books. That's right, I'm a Marvel fan. I love the Marvel Universe. I love Wolverine. I love Spider-Man, the Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. I have all of those books and more. X-Men, probably my favorite in the comic book world. Lately, the X-Men movies really haven't been my favorite. So, yes, CJ, I got you, man. You haven't watched it yet, but you're going to start watching it now. Yeah, check it out. Check out the Skinwalker Ranch. It's kind of neat. I was watching The Curse of Oak Island, which, by the way, was the highest rated cable show, nonfiction. And they never find anything, but something went on there on Oak Island. Something happened. I mean, they're finding structures that were built in the 1700s. It wasn't just an island that was just sitting there. People were coming there, and they were doing things. And they have found some things, pieces of metal, pieces of jewelry, coins, walkways that are built in the swamp. So something was going on there. What was it? They don't know for sure. The legend of the treasure, obviously, that's there. And people have been searching for a long time. I think my theory on the Curse of Oak Island is that Sam Ball, the former slave who bought property on the island, he found treasure there because he became one of the richest men in Nova Scotia within a short period of time. So how do you go from being a former slave to being one of the richest men in Nova Scotia? You find a treasure. That's how. So I think that's what happened on Oak Island. There was treasure there, but the treasure has long since been found and gone. All this treasure hunting and all of that, and they're still looking. They're finding the history of it is fantastic. I love the history lessons. I love when they talk about the Knights Templar. I love when they talk about the French. I love when they talk about the Spanish coming in and what they were doing there. And it's really, really cool to listen to that history. But every week it seems like they just find more wood or coconut fiber. They never really find any substantial treasure. But to watch these guys do it is kind of neat. And now that that's over, I'm into Skinwalker Ranch. I'm watching Skinwalker Ranch. The guy Travis, who's on Skinwalker Ranch, he was actually on The Curse of Oak Island. And I bet you're going to see some of the Curse of Oak Island guys on the Skinwalker Ranch show eventually. If it becomes popular, I think they'll have a crossover. That way they can each have fans from each show, and they can maybe cross over and become a fan of the other show. So that's kind of a neat thing. So we're back to talking about Marvel and DC. I apologize. I went off on a Curse of Oak Island tangent, but that happens when you're drinking coffee and you're getting caffeine in you. We got 8 minutes left. My wife probably had to go back to work because she's not commenting anymore. But I still have CJ watching. Thank you, CJ. Appreciate it. Where is the... Oh, I got 5 people watching now. Holy moly. Well, if you're out there, 5 of you, comment on the show. Let me know. Ask a question. What do you want to talk about? I'm here. I'm drinking coffee. Let's talk about some stuff. And Oak Island is boring. My wife says Oak Island is boring. You're boring. You know what? You know who says things are boring? People who are boring. That's what happens. Yeah. So, and besides, when the show comes on, Maria, and you're usually snoring by, 5 minutes in. So, boom. Yeah. They've only found driftwood. That's not true. They found other things. They found coins. They found metal pieces, like the little spikes and stuff like that. They found a lead cross. How about that? Could be that Knights Templar cross. You don't know. You don't know. You just aren't into it. That's all. I like the history of it. I like watching it. And my wife usually falls asleep when she's out. So, and yes, it is the 7th season. We get it. We get it. I'm going to move these comments down a little bit over here. There we go. That way there's more room for them. Yeah. And things that washed up on shore. Come on now. They're finding some cool stuff. Gary Drayton, he's a rock star. All right. Bobby Dazzler has become a term in pop culture. Come on. Let's go now. Geez, I can't believe I'm arguing with this woman over the show. Anyway, Marvel DC. I'm a Marvel fan. I own maybe 1,200 Marvel comic books. And as a matter of fact, after the show today, I'm going to buy some more comic books. Yeah, and you can't stop me because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill out my X-Men collection. I'm going to order 3 X-Men books. I've been looking at them for about a week now. I'm going to pull the trigger on that because I need those for my collection. I want to fill out my X-Men collection, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm into the Marvel stuff. I love the Marvel movies. That doesn't mean I don't like DC characters. I love Batman. I love Superman. The Green Lantern I really like. The Flash is okay. Aquaman's okay. Wonder Woman's great. Love Wonder Woman. And I do own comic books of those characters, but I don't have as many. I just haven't gotten into it. And the DC movies just haven't been up to par with the Marvel movies. They just haven't. And the cinematic universe of DC has just been all over the place. Some of them are good. Some of the movies, the Batman with Christian Bale, fantastic. The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins. Those were all great Batman movies. The Michael Keaton Batman movies are great. Love those. The George Clooney one, not so much. Val Kilmer, the one with Schwarzenegger. So really not into those. Superman ones, the new Superman ones. The Man of Steel was okay. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, not so much. Didn't like that one as much. And Justice League is okay. I can watch Justice League. I can. Aquaman was fun. I like what they did with that. Jason Momoa, I like him as Aquaman. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool way to go. I like him as an actor. I like him. Yeah, I got 5 minutes left, guys. If you have any questions, I got 5 people watching. Come on, bring it. Ask me a question, right? Right in the chat right over here. Boom, CJ's been on. CJ's sent me a couple messages. So, again, I want to remind you guys, tomorrow, this is switching over. It's only my 3rd episode. YouTube wouldn't let me put it on my other channel right away. They have a 24-hour rule or something like that. So the first 2 episodes I couldn't put on. But the 3rd episode, I could have done this one today, but I wanted to come here one more time on the Appletinis with Ken page and let you guys know I'm switching over to the Ken Arnold page. I put the link in the description below. Boom, it's right here. down below. So look at that. Click on that link. Go there. Subscribe. And what do the young kids say today? And smash the like button. I don't know what that means, but smash it, like the Hulk would say, smash it. So if you guys could do that, that would be great. I love this new eCam program. Again, I'm doing this 20 days straight. I may just keep right on going past this 20 days because I've really enjoyed this. Getting up early, getting down here, thinking about topics to talk about. Today we talked about Skinwalker Ranch. We talked about Marvel Comics. We talked about The Curse of Oak Island. Cool things to talk about. And if you come on and ask questions and put comments up, I'll be more than happy to interact with those comments. I thank CJ for coming on today. I thank my wife for coming on. Maria, thank you, dear. You're the best for coming on and interacting with me and giving me trouble about Oak Island. But the show has been on for actually 21 minutes. My timer stopped. I don't know why it stopped. But I think I got it figured out now, the timer. I have to lock it. So, if I run my mouse over it, it doesn't restart because it restarted. So I've got to lock the timer and make sure that that doesn't change. So the countdown is on 2:50, 2:49. I'm going to go for another 2 minutes, and then we're going to move on. But thank you for joining me. I see we have 7 people out there watching now. Thank you so much for coming on. There's Casey McKay. Yeah, there you go. Casey, what's happening, man? Yes, I am winning. Caffeine and Ken, we are winning over here. Thanks for joining me, man. Good to see you. I hope things are going well for you during the lockdown. I hope you guys are staying safe. And I hope you guys are still playing your music and doing fantastic things. I think I saw a live feed. You did a live feed, didn't you? Yeah, I think you did. So if you guys get a chance, check out Casey McKay doing his live feeds on Facebook. He's singing some songs. It's pretty cool. All right, there you go, CJ. There's some good ideas. Caffeine with Ken or caffeinated with Ken. All right, yeah. I will take a look. I will take a look and think about those. Yep, I'm not gonna put too much thought into coming up with a name because I want to keep it short. I want to keep it simple. Caffeine with Ken or caffeinated with Ken. That's something to think about. Thank you, CJ. I will think about that. And I got to come up with a logo, obviously. So I got to design a logo. And yeah. So tomorrow, we're going over to the other YouTube channel, Ken Arnold YouTube channel. That's where this show is going to live. I apologize that it's on my Appletinis page. But I have a bigger audience here, and I figured I would try to get some audience members to come over and migrate with me to the Ken Arnold page. There are Coffee with Ken over there shows that I did last year that I put up as a test. And there are 3 of them over there where I interview other people. I interviewed Dan Franco, I interviewed Robert Neal Marshall, and I interviewed Dan DeLuca. All actors who you would recognize from shows like Veep, House of Cards, and The Wire. So I got a minute left. So what else can I possibly say? I got 8 people watching now. That's what I love. There's a counter right over there. I can see how many people are watching. Yesterday and the day before, I had this many people watching. 0. Now I have 8. Awesome, Casey. Yeah, absolutely, man. We got to get you on Appletinis with Ken on a Monday night. So that'd be pretty cool. And I see Donald M's on. Thank you, Donald M, for finding me over here on my YouTube channel, my new show, Coffee with Ken. Good morning, Donald M. Thank you. Good to see you. Show's about ready to end, though. We've got 8 seconds left, and I'm going to be out of here because I only wanted to stay on 20 minutes, and I've been on for 25. So, guys, just want to say, enjoy your day, and make it a great one. Make it a great day. Have a great time today. I know it's tough with the quarantine and everything, but you got to stay safe and do what you got to do. I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.